Hey guys, it's the Noob, and I'm starting week 6 of Nerd and the Noob. Don't tell the nerd.
Hey!
Hey guys, welcome to Nerd and the Noob. Week 6, I am the Noob.
I am the nerd. My name is Greg.
I'm Michael. How are you guys doing this week?
Comic-Con! Okay, we don't really have a whole lot of Comic-Con news this week, which is probably what you would expect. But until it all comes out, probably early this week, and a lot of it came out today, and it's just hard to...
Honestly, I don't really care about Comic-Con that much.
Comic-Con is where the news is this week.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fake cosplayers and movie announcements. It's not a comic convention anymore. I don't care. No. So, that's not what we're starting with, is it?
No, we're starting with, what did you do this week?
Weekend Chat Explosion! Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, so this weekend, considering it's only been, this is my first full day of the weekend.
What did you do this week? It's the Weekend Chat Explosion.
Oh, this week I work. But let's see, last night we went out to dinner. Always love going out to dinner. We go to this Japanese hibachi place. Always good.
I've been there, I hate you.
Yes, it's fantastic food. I always feel like a big fatty every time I leave that place. So yeah, we went there last night. This week we've been dealing with trying to find a house. We are the wife and I we're looking to buy our first house, and so today we were supposed to see 4 houses. 3 of them we either couldn't get in, or the homeowner that's selling was stupid or whatever. So but we went and saw one, and we think it's pretty promising. We're sleeping on it tonight, and we may be putting an offer in for a house tomorrow.
Nice.
So we could be in a house in our own house in just a couple of months. So it'll be fun. Cross fingers. It's a nice house. If we get this house, I've got a lot of it figured out of how we're going to set things up. So the podcast will get its own little area in the house.
And I've been doing a lot of research into how I can better the quality of the podcast.
Well, there you go. So, otherwise, that's been it for my weekend so far. We went kind of just today, after the house thing, we went and rode around, and we were looking for how to make a pop filter, and never could find one, and we went to a craft store. And
pop filter's just like a wood ring with pantyhose over it.
Yeah, but the hard part is getting it to mount on this, because my mic stand is so weird.
Oh.
Anyways, other than that, not much. What about you? How was your weekend explosion?
My week was boring because there was a lot of work, but I will say I had 2 moments as a father to be oh so proud this weekend.
Okay.
Yesterday, on Saturday, I took Trent to friends of his house. We've been friends with his dad for a long time.
Right. Gotcha.
And we're sitting there, we're playing Xbox while the kids are playing, and I happen to hear something in the background, and I go and look, and they've got an old, they got a DVD of the old Ninja Turtles cartoon running, and Trent and Peyton are running around the house screaming which Ninja Turtle they are.
Oh,
but they all have swords.
Yeah, because Leonardo was the best.
Raph was the best.
No, shut up.
And then today was not comic related that made me proud. My 5-year-old sat through a baseball game with me today. Nice. We sat and watched the Braves game all morning long, and he was hooting and hollering around the house. We're winning, go Braves.
Oh, I was going to say, did he just fall asleep?
No.
Oh, okay.
He didn't sit through it unconsciously.
Oh, okay. Hey, that would have been par for the course for me.
I mean, no, he had Legos on the table, and he was building with Legos, and he made this cool little wheel thing that I said, that was cool. And then he said he wanted 1 billion more Legos.
You know what else I did this weekend?
What did you?
The Steam sale came out.
I did too.
Holy, but Jesus, I've gotten lots of games. I got Sonic Generations.
Oh yeah, everybody gifts you crap.
I got Sonic Generations. Awesome. Once I finally figured out how to hack it and make it windowed size and not full screen. And also hacked my Assassin's Creed and figured out how to make that windowed mode and not full screen. So I may be getting to play that soon. And I also got Borderlands, which I haven't played yet, but I've heard is really good.
Yeah.
And something else. Payday the Heist.
Is it like a...
I don't know what it is. I think it's like a shoot 'em up kind of game. First person shoot. I call them shoot 'em ups. Everybody else calls them FPS.
Yeah.
It's a shoot 'em up, damn it. So yeah, so that was all. I love the Steam sale. It's freaking epic.
That's something else I did yesterday. I bought Trent the Lego Batman #2.
I know. I heard this morning.
That game is so fun. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm sitting there just messing with the computer, and he's sitting next to me, and I get tapped on the shoulder. Daddy. What? I can't beat this. Okay, here, let me do it. And then after a minute, I'm not kidding. He actually goes, Daddy, I can do it now. No, I got this for you. I really did that. And then I paused the game, looked at, and it was like, oops. Handed it back to him.
Well, you're halfway through the game. How long have you been sitting there? Daddy!
3%. He played all night, and he is only 3% through. This game is long.
He's 5!
And...
although he can't beat my buddy Mario,
they have voices in this one now. Lex Luthor, the guy who is playing Lex, is Clancy Brown again.
I don't know.
I think his name is Clancy Brown. I know it's Clancy. He was the. It was the.
You don't forget a name like Clancy.
It was the. He was the guy who did the voice for the Justice League and the Superman version, the animated version for Lex Luthor for most of our childhood. It's the same guy.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna keep going with this vein. I watched a video. Okay, so I did not realize that the guy, this video you told me to watch, the one with Nathan Fillion and Tim Daly and Michael Rosenbaum. At first, I didn't know he was Flash.
Michael Rosenbaum?
Well, yes.
Yeah, he played Wally West.
I did not know he was Wally West. But second, this video, if we can find the link, I'll throw it down. We'll throw it in the description. Hilarious! Oh my God!
Describe it.
You've got Tim Daly, who has apparently lost it.
Voice of Superman.
Voice of Superman, who believes he's Superman. And he's in the bedroom, acting like he's flying.
Laying across the bed.
Yes.
With Nathan
Fillion. His son calls Nathan Fillion. I know you've done the voiceovers for Green Lantern, so I figured you'd know what was, I figured you'd know what to do. And he goes, okay, and he starts pulling stuff out of his pockets. He's taking his shoes off. He takes out his wallet, and it's a Green Lantern wallet, kind of like that one. It's a Green Lantern wallet, and so the son, what's his name? Sam Daly,
I think is his name.
He looks and goes, uh-oh. So a few minutes later, he opens the door, and Nathan Fillion is decked out in Green Lantern.
No. My favorite is when they're sitting there and he's going, whip my cape around, and Nathan Fillion's got the cape and he's shaking the cape.
Oh my God. And so he calls Michael Rosenbaum. He goes, okay, look, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. And he's like, hey, man, you called the right person. It's okay. And just before the scene ends, Michael Rosenbaum pulls on a pair of Flash underwear, and I lost it. I was like, this is the best video ever. So, like I said, we'll find the link and we'll put it. You guys have got to watch this. So, I believe that would be the end of Weekend Chat Explosion now.
Okay, so finally getting into the long box. The long box is Marvel related this week.
Apparently. I just noticed that too.
Yeah, I actually did too.
Alright, so why don't you start with number 1 here?
Alright, this week, first one is Marvel Now. It's a quote-unquote relaunch that isn't a relaunch.
Well, it says Marvel Now relaunches the Marvel U.
But it's
the Marvel Universe.
But it's not a relaunch. Joe Quesada, the editor-in-chief for Marvel, has said it repeatedly. It's not a relaunch because he doesn't want people to think they're coming off of DC's coattails.
Oh, no, we wouldn't do that. They wouldn't start everything over, relaunch, just after the DC's New 52, would they?
No! But they will retool it. Basically,
somebody had their thesaurus out.
The way I think they're doing it is they're not going to go back and redo histories and things like that. Apparently it's all in the same continuity. But they're going to cancel several books, which we have the list of the canceled books up here. And it looks like, so the cancellations are Captain America, The Mighty Thor, The Incredible Hulk, Invincible Iron Man. This one is the big one. This one actually hurts my feelings because of the number. Fantastic Four ending at 6/11.
That's a lot of comics.
FF, which is a Fantastic Four book as well, and Uncanny X-Men, and New Mutants, and one called X-Men Legacy, which I've never read, but it looks very cool.
Now, here's what I as a noob, you have to remember, like we said, the Incredible Hulk is coming to an end.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's just one run of Hulk, right? That's not the original.
Well, that
Incredible
title
Hulk.
is coming to an
Right.
end.
Okay, so the Hulk is not disappearing.
No, I think the only one on here that no, I think that the Fantastic Four one, it might be Volume 2. I don't know how many issues it would be.
I don't like the art in that one. And it's the Mighty Thor.
Thor, who's the artist? It tells you right there, Barry Kitson.
I don't know. I don't like that art. It looks all weird looking.
No, like I don't know. It looks.
And I thought he was an X-Men villain. You can't see what I'm looking at, but the big purple head dude, Galactus. I thought he was an X-Men villain.
Actually, mainly he's a lot of a Fantastic Four bad guy.
Oh, well, then what's he doing in a Thor comic?
I know.
Anyways, back to the story.
Okay, so they're canceling a bunch of those. Some of those people are going to different books. 3 books that have been announced that that I found before today were an Uncanny Avengers book by Rick Remender and John Cassaday, excuse me, because he's listening. The team is going to include Captain America, Wolverine, Scarlet Witch, Rogue. I know it. Where did it go? I know it. I read it and I can't find it. It's going to include both mutants and Avengers.
So essentially, they're not canceling Captain America and Uncanny X-Men. They're merging them?
Kinda.
That's stupid.
Brian Michael Bendis, the writer of Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man, is going to an X-Men book now called All New X-Men. Way to work a title. And the man who just finished the Fantastic Four and FF runs, which I've heard are really good, and you used to be a Fantastic Four fan, you need to check them out. At least his run is Jonathan Hickman. I want to read that one.
The Avengers.
The Avengers, the new Avengers book. I really want to read that one. But I mean, I don't know a lot of the stuff on this other than there's some stuff online about he explains it as like new character designs, bringing characters back in that haven't been in a while. Like if you look at the picture on the link we're gonna have here, it's got Nova, which is featured in the new Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. The kid with the bucket helmet.
Okay.
Rocket Raccoon guy down here. This one is one I just discovered this week.
That looks really retarded, by the way.
It's
a raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon is going to be... He's part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which, from what I understand, is going to be a main part of the Thanos battles with the Avengers stuff.
Wait, okay, see, now my brain just went away. Thanos is Thor, right?
No, Thanos was the dude at the end of Avengers with the purple face and the lines through his chin.
He's the Marvel equivalent of Darkseid?
Darkseid. No,
not Darkseid, the other guy.
No, Thanos isn't either one. Thanos is a weird character.
Okay, fair enough.
You're thinking Darkseid is from Apocalypse, and he's on DC.
Right.
From the planet Apocalypse.
Apparently Jean Grey's coming back.
Yeah, that's another big thing, is they're going to bring her back to life. And this is after they've already given 5 other people the Phoenix Force. So,
fair enough.
I don't know how they're going to do that. Another one that I don't have on here, but you can look it up, is they're going to do another X-Men book that's going to pull the original X-Men team out of time and put them in present day.
Okay, because that's never been done.
No,
actually, I don't think it has that.
They're going to be teenagers. They're going to see themselves as they are now. Some of them may not like it. Like, you're going to have Iceman, Beast, Angel, Cyclops, and Marvel Girl. Jean Grey.
Where's Wolverine?
Wolverine was not an original X-Men.
Okay. If you say so.
But he's reason... kind
of the X-Men.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He didn't even first appear in an X-Men book. His first appearance was in a Incredible Hulk.
Well, that makes sense, but he's still the X-Man.
For now, yes, he is. For the current generation and current readers, a lot of people think, if it doesn't have Wolverine in it, we just don't care. No one likes Cyclops.
Wait, speaking of that, and I know we don't have this link or anything, but you said something the other day. They're making another Wolverine movie?
Yeah, they're going to do his time in Japan.
Please tell me it's still...
Hugh Jackman?
Yes.
But it's going to have a Silver Samurai.
I don't know none of that stuff. So, okay, now please tell me it's not the same guy that made the other one.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Because while I liked the action in that movie... I think it's still going to
be Fox.
I don't know who that is.
The television company.
Oh, that. I thought you were talking about a person. I was like,
Fox.
My bad. Anyways, okay, sorry about that. He said something about that the other day, and I was like, what, they're doing another origin story? Apparently,
okay.
Apparently one origin story is not enough for him.
Wolverine's so old you could do like 15 origins and still never get it right.
I keep seeing Back to the Future here.
Yeah, X-Men and the Avengers are both represented for the future.
Okay, whatever. Anyways,
we're okay. Moving on because that just rambled. Moving into the other part, and this is the part I really wanted to talk about this week because we found it this week, was Marvel is announcing their new movies. They announced them at Comic-Con this weekend, and I'm excited about them all. I don't know, just from titles, there's one that I cannot wait for.
What's that one?
Well, let's go through the titles and then we'll talk about it. The first announcement was Thor: The Dark World. We're getting this off of comicalliance.com, so the link will be down. You can check it out. Reading straight off of it, it's going to be directed by the director of Game of Thrones, Alan Taylor.
Does that mean there's going to be dragons and blood? Never mind, go ahead.
Don't do that. It's going to have ties. Let's see here. What does it say?
That ties in with suggestions that the sequel would see Thor explore more of the 9 worlds of the Asgardian dimension, and suggests that Thor's specific destination is
Svartalfheim.
Yeah, that's not a word. The world of the Dark Elves.
Yeah, Dark Elves are evil people, apparently.
There's a raccoon!
Yeah, that's the Guardians of the Universe. Or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, anyway.
So that's Rocket Raccoon.
It's so stupid.
I don't know who the rest are. I'm not even going to lie to people.
Alright, so the next one is Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Woo!
I don't know, wait, what, is he going back in time again?
No. Okay, the Winter Soldier is, the way this happens, do you remember how Bucky fell?
Yeah.
And it was kind of snowy and a little cold?
Yeah.
What happens to Bucky is basically the same thing that happened to Cap. He got frozen.
Really?
Really?
That is such a cop-out. No. I'm sorry. That is, and I bleeped my own cuss word, thank you. That is a cop-out.
I love it because it's bringing Bucky back. No, he's not a good guy. The Winter Soldier is a bad guy.
I don't care. Did everybody in the 40s freeze to death? Or freeze, and they're just hiding somewhere? Or was it the 40s? I don't know the year. But did everybody back in that time just freeze? Are we going to find Captain America people all over the place?
Well, you know, it worked.
He wasn't a super soldier.
He didn't have to be.
He couldn't have survived.
Well, maybe that's not how they're going to do it. Now,
No! Let's see.
Don't read that quote.
Which one? The title inspired outgoing Cap writer Ed Brubaker to exclaim, "Holy bleep!" on Twitter. Brubaker wrote the Winter Soldier storyline in the comics that saw Cap's World War II sidekick Bucky come back from the dead as a brainwashed assassin.
Yes! He's gonna come back and shoot people.
So it's probably safe to guess that the movie Bucky is coming back. Which, now get me wrong, I liked the movie Bucky.
I did too.
That sounds weird. It's not a movie Bucky. The guy who played Bucky in the movies.
Like the actor that portrayed him in the Captain America movie.
But this is stupid. This is
no, it's not.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's going to be
I'm
sure it's going to be a great movie. But people don't just freeze.
Okay, think about it
and cryogenically.
Think about it from Cap's perspective, though. You're the only man left. Your age, your era, and you're expected to live in a world out of time.
Yeah.
Now you bring in a guy, and I don't think Bucky was actually left on ice that long. I'm probably way off, and I need to look it up. But for some reason, I remember someone telling me at one point he was not frozen as long. He was found by the Russians and then put into stasis.
That's a bigger cop-out.
Trained and put into stasis. Dude, no one even dies in comics anymore. That's the cop-out. Anyway, I'm excited for this. I am excited to see some awesome, soldier versus soldier. I want to see it. I'm actually smiling. Ask the noob. I am just grinning from ear to ear. I am so excited for that.
I'm not saying I didn't want to see the movie. I'm just saying you don't know. I know. People can't just freeze because they fall in snow. Otherwise, I'm going to Colorado this winter, or Alaska.
You're going to need to go somewhere a lot colder than that.
Okay, I'm going to go to Russia this winter, and I'm going to jump off a cliff into snow. Now, if they don't wake my butt up in 4 years...
You have to fall in the water and just go deep, and so it freezes you.
Okay, well fine, I'll do that. Now, if they don't wake me up in 40 or 50 years when somebody inevitably finds me and I'm not a superhero, I'm going to be mad.
You gonna come find my 80-year-old butt and
Yep, kick your butt. Anyways, moving on to the next movie.
50, that's a 50 or 60-year-old butt.
Yeah.
The next movie is Guardians of the Galaxy. It actually says with a roster of Drax, Groot, Star-Lord, Gamora, and Rocket Raccoon.
We're gonna leave it at that.
None of those are words, but Rocket and Raccoon.
Wait, what's great is here we go. The next sentence is that's 2 dudes, 1 chick, a tree, and a small furry mammal
that eats out of pins.
How do you make a movie out of
40% of the team
It's like an adult
green.
version of Rocky and Bullwinkle. It's like, what?
But it's supposed to tie into Thanos, most people think, because this team, again, Guardians of the Galaxy, they do a lot of space stuff. So that I can see that as being kind of cool.
Sorry, that one just makes me laugh. All right, the next one that you're super excited for.
I want to see Ant-Man.
Okay, wait now. There's a couple of these little dudes running around in the universes here. Which one is he? Is he the scientist that can get large and small?
Well,
you don't even know.
Which one are they going to use? There's a couple of different ones. Scott Lang was a burglar who took it, and it looks like that's the one they're going to use. Now we know it's officially in development, though no release date has been given, no actors have been cast. Wright says the story will be based on To Steal an Ant-Man from Marvel Premiere number 47 by David...
Michonelli?
Yeah, sure. John Byrne and Bob Layton. That's the story that introduced Scott Lang as a burglar who breaks into Hank Pym. That's the original Ant-Man. Hank Pym's lab to steal technology for his sick daughter Cassie. It'll have 2 Ant-Man in it.
It will probably feature
2 Ant-Man in it. No word on whether Wasp will appear. I don't see why Wasp wouldn't appear. That's Hank Pym's wife
and a lab assistant and
everything else. Yeah. I think it'll be one of those movies that most people didn't think they would go see or didn't think they would like, but I think it becomes one of those good Marvel movies. I mean, let's look at their track record. So far, they've yet to do a bad Marvel movie since Marvel took it over.
Okay, fair enough. If they can get the...
You're talking about the shrinking and the growing?
If they can get the shrinking and the growing right, because we saw how long it took them to get Hulk right.
Yeah.
Okay, and the changes between in the Avengers movie, that was the best Hulk. It was a seamless change,
and they've had like 10 years to do it.
It took them a long time to do it. If they can't get this shrink and everything right, it's going to look plastic and strange.
True. Now, I also think they need to get the ants right. Like, we don't want to go Honey, I Shrunk the Kid ant.
Oh,
remember that
yeah.
ant? The ant was cool for the time, but that's not what we want to do anymore.
It was a real ant. That was weird. Okay, so, and then now the one that I'm excited about...
All right, fine, you can talk about one.
...is Iron Man 3. And but Jesus, we're finally getting the Mandarin. The actual bad guy from Iron Man. The rest of them were quote-unquote bad guys.
No.
Don't get it.
Obadiah Stane is a legit bad guy.
No, me. This is the bad guy. Okay? This is the bad guy. This is a rare instance where casting a non-Chinese actor in an Asian role may actually be the smart choice. Apparently it's going to be Ben Kingsley. We looked him up. You know who he is. Trust me. You've seen him and stuff. He's I can see him playing an evil role.
He was the general in that new what is his name? The Dictator.
Oh, I didn't watch that. But
I didn't watch it either, but I saw him in it. It was one of those things where people go, "Really? Ben Kingsley's going to be in that movie?" He's apparently one of those, high-to-do, proper actors, yes. Michael Caine style,
Yes, I like him.
Okay, Michael Caine did Austin Powers. We might not be able to say that anymore.
Yeah, whatever. But I like him. Apparently this one's due out May 13th of next year.
Which is awesome.
Yes, I cannot wait. I like the fact that they've taken to doing these comic book movies, because if they adapt them well, there's hundreds.
The story for this one is going to be inspired by Iron Man Extremis, which is a new set of organic armor.
I was going to say, isn't that the one that goes into his skin?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it goes into his skin so much as it's an organic armor. I don't know where it goes.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, because I don't know. I don't know about the Extremis stuff. I do know that
the Extremis stuff goes bad.
Oh, of course. What would be fun if it didn't?
No. Which armor is it that... There's an armor of Iron Man's that actually becomes kind of sentient. Sentient?
No, it's not an armor of his. It's a bot that he made.
No, there's an armor too, and it goes around and it kills somebody.
Oh, I don't know. But anyways, so those are the new movies coming out from Marvel. I am super flippin' excited. They should not have put this. This is really weird looking. I just don't like this picture.
Guardians. But look at it. What is it?
There's a girl.
2 dudes, a girl, a tree, and a raccoon.
You know, I thought there were strange stuffs in DC with the Green Lantern Corps. And I mean, you got a guy whose head is 96% of his body.
Yeah. There's also a diamond one. There's a planet that's a Green Lantern.
I know. I remember that. That was good. That was a good movie. But this is. I think this is the green. This is their version. This is Marvel's.
Marvel's.
This is Marvel's version.
Marvel. So they're retooling and renaming.
Yes.
Marvel.
Now it's Marvel. The Thor one, I don't care one way or the other. I liked the first Thor movie, but it's one of those ones that I probably am not going to go see in like IMAX 3D, full on, blah blah blah. Captain America.
Wait, go back. What? Bleeding Cool confidently reported that the Enchantress would appear in Thor 2. Ooh.
Does it say who? I can look her up.
Mads Mikkelsen was cast as a villain. Many supposed he would play the Enchantress's unusual partner in crime, Scourge the Executioner. Ooh.
So we don't know who's the Enchantress.
We don't know
the
who she is
will probably be hot, but
apparently he's not attached anymore.
Oh, okay. I don't know. The Thor, blah blah blah. Captain America. I liked the first one. Some people were like, "He's not." Really
you will go.
I probably will. Guardians of the Galaxy. Don't really care.
I will go see that. You know why? Because
Ant-Man,
it's a comic I never read.
Ant-Man, want to see just because I actually like Ant-Man, Wasp, that kind of thing. Wasp, it's okay. Iron Man 3, going to see. But that one is because it's Anyway, so that's enough out of me.
That is our long box for the day. Moving on to the comic of the week, which is actually comics, and I gave this one to you. It's an older one. It's from Image. I think it's from Image anyway.
I don't know. Let's click one. I got it pulled up here.
Is it Image? Because I can't think of it. It is Image. It's from. No, I'm sorry. It's
Top Cow.
No, it's from Top Cow. Image. A lot of people.
It's apparently from Image, Top Cow, and Morgan something.
Morgan Press.
Okay.
It's called The Iron Saint. The reason I picked this a long time ago is actually the artist, Francis Manapul. Mm-hmm. He's a big artist now, and for the life of me, I think he does Flash right now. Actually, you can look it up. Back up one and look at a Flash book, because I'm pretty sure that's who he is.
I got you. Keep talking. I'll look
The Iron Saint is based around what would happen if after a citywide war, what if factions happen for peace instead of one winning side? Or what if they just decided to break off?
Who am I looking for? Francis
Manapul. Okay, he is artist on Flash right now. So what you've got is the gangsters,
right,
which are the Syndicate. You've got the Order, which is the church, and you've got the city or the police and the administration.
There you go.
And they can't do crap for anybody.
Now, you've read this a couple of times, apparently. It was good. Some of the art in it was a little funky.
I like that. That was the draw for me. The art was...
I'm not saying it was necessarily bad, but some of it seemed more cartoonish than comic.
I think it was meant to be.
You know what it actually felt like? The main character in this, he's a big old bulky guy. If you've ever played TF2... Yes. He reminds me of the big old dude in TF2. The art looks like that. It's some of the panels didn't make a little bit of sense to me.
Michael Iron is the main character for this,
but it looks good.
It's the reason he's so big in it is they came up during the wartime. They came up with this thing that is called Roid, and it would make people. It makes you bigger. It makes you it's kind of like a super soldier.
You mean steroids make you bigger?
Yeah, but you don't need to be bigger.
Hey, they actually mentioned that.
They do. We're not going to talk about what it gives you.
What?
But overall, all I have is 5 issues.
Right.
0 through 5 or 4. I can't find anything else. Basically, what it is Michael Iron is a hitman for the most part. He is a grunt, a warrior, whatever for the Syndicate.
Right.
They're in war with the church. He wipes out some people in the church, talks to their leader, and it has to do with him and another one of the syndicate guys goes after a debt that is owed.
Right.
And that goes bad. He gets turned on, ends up getting saved by a girl whose family just gets wiped out during the money pickup.
Right.
During the debt pickup. And he tries to save everybody, so she saves him.
Right.
And
exactly.
it's basically just the story of them trying to get the revenge on the main syndicate guy, Big Daddy, who is got small man syndrome.
No kidding. He's a little weird looking dude.
And he's also got a metal leg.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he's got a metal leg. The arm for Michael Iron that he gets after his arm gets shot off,
right,
is the same.
Same
guy.
I read that. It's a good comic. I don't ruin it all. I mean, we can just talk about it. It's definitely a good comic. I enjoyed it. I read all 5 of them in like a half hour.
The action in it was what I loved.
The action in it was good. Honestly, it read more like a video game cutscene.
Most things do these days.
Than it did an old style comic.
Yeah.
But so I enjoyed. I actually like Image Comics. I used to when I read comics, I really enjoyed the Image Comics because it was different from the other stuff.
Yeah.
They kind of go out of the norm.
Well, there's not. You don't just count the big 2 anymore. It's the big 3 now. Image is one of the big things now.
One thing I do like about the art is Michael Iron. He's like in a lot of this, he's portrayed as this like Italian thug.
Yeah.
So he's got the pinstripe shirts and all that good stuff and the pants, and then he's got these awesome tribal tattoos.
Yeah.
That I think he's completed. I think whoever decided his concept.
Oh yeah, he's a good character.
Was,
I like him. And
on.
the girl that saves his life. Angel, yeah. She
smoking hot. She's a stripper. Well, she becomes a stripper.
She's got to pay the bills.
She got to pay the bills.
But it's just. It's kind of it's a story of redemption, pretty much. It's he's the bad guy for the longest time, and then he gets betrayed, and it's his redemption. The girl makes him realize what he was doing.
Right.
And if you have a Comixology account or some way to get these books, that's where we got them. I liked them a lot. Please check them out. Like I said, if you're reading Flash right now and you didn't know this, it's the same. The same artist, Francis Manapul. The writer is Jason Rubin. I will probably look up some more of his stuff. I haven't read anything else of his.
Right.
We probably will. We probably will in a few weeks or so, just to check him out again.
I like the stories. I may end up following that Jason Rubin. Like I said, I like the way most of it was written. There's a funny character in it. It's this. Oh God. I guess the black version of the mafia. It was the gangsters, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious.
Mushmouth.
Because his text bubbles was like somebody just decided to take the keyboard and go blip, 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 and that was his words. And they had annotation numbers, like you get in old books, a 1, and you go down and you look, and then it says what he said.
I looked at it the first time, I'm sitting there going, okay, can you kind of read... No, you can't even read that at all.
I was like, the first one you could, it was like, what? I was like, wait, what? It's like, is he Creole? I don't know what's going on here. It took me a minute to figure out that it was underneath. I just thought that was hilarious. It's like somebody decided to go, oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. That's what he said. Wait, what does that mean?
I really liked that part of it. It was very funny.
Yeah, he was pretty funny. They've got some interesting characters in it. Like, it's not a quote-unquote superhero book.
It's not a superhero book.
It's got that style.
A little futuristic.
Right. But some of the characters in it... Some of the characters in it are actually pretty neat. I
thought the character writing was really, really well done, and the art for me again is what brings me back to it. Is it says Volume 1? I don't know if there's a second volume. I haven't found it yet.
I was trying to look for the price. Does it tell you how much it costs?
No, because I've already paid for it.
C-Series in store.
I've already paid for it, so you're not going to see
Iron
it.
Saint.
I've got it all.
I know. I'm just looking.
Don't add it to the cart again.
Look, well, if I add it to the cart, it'll tell me how much it costs. Anyways, definitely go look this up. Like I said, he got it in Comixology. I just read it off of his account. It definitely, it was a good book. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I read all five of them in about a half hour or so, half hour, 45 minutes.
They read really fast.
So yeah, it was good.
Cover art is fantastic on it, and it was also done by Francis Manapul.
From the creator of Crash Bandicoot and Jack and Dexter. Apparently, those guys
Jason
made
Rubin.
This. Jason Rubin. It's the guy who did the video games. That's why it felt like video game cutscenes.
Previously released as Iron and the Maiden, but apparently Iron Maiden sued him for the name.
Oh yeah, that'll probably do that.
I like the name Iron Saint. I actually, it works out. The chick is in there. Angel is a big deal in the story.
Right.
But I like Iron Saint. I think it came out really well.
Right. All right. Well, we're gonna move on. Guys, go check that out. Iron Saint Volume 1.
Moving on.
Next thing is we're going to the Noob Versus.
I don't want to talk about it.
And this week's was Venom, my choice, versus Green Goblin, because last week was Spider-Man week, so we had we did the Spider-Man villains. I put a poll out there on Twitter, on my Twitter, G-Man's, Greg's Twitter, and the Noob and the
Nerd and the Noob Twitter.
My brain's freezing up. Nerd and the Noob Twitter, and we got 63 votes.
Not nearly as good as the last one.
No, the last one was a big controversy.
500 something.
But out of those 63,
I got 5.
You did get 5 votes for Green Goblin. So, I believe you need to walk your butt up there to the whiteboard and mark another dash next to my name.
I don't like the whiteboard anymore.
I know. So that gives me... That's a long-awaited 3-0 for the Noob.
The hockey hat helps because you got the hat trick.
Yeah. I have the hat trick. I have won 3 weeks in a row. And I'd just like to thank all the little people who have made this possible, who have helped out in any way that you can. And I would wish to continue to beat the nerd's butt.
It's really sad that I keep losing.
Because you're the nerd?
Yeah.
How do you pick the wrong supervillain? Especially in the Spider-Man universe.
I knew you were going to pick Venom. Norman Osborn is a wackadoodle.
You could have picked Carnage.
That's the same character fighting the same character.
Yes, but it causes an argument, and then maybe there would have been a different conflict. Anyways, so thank you again for that. This week's Noob Versus is kind of off kilter from anything we're talking about.
We're going to try and, we're not going to just talk about comics, video games, movies, all that stuff. It just happens to be comic related because it's what I think I find is the most interesting.
So this week's is going to be Captain Kirk versus Captain Picard.
Kirk all the way!
And apparently the nerd, Greg, takes Kirk.
Kirk is the man because he gets out there, he does everything, he whoops butt, he takes women, a few names, and he is the boss.
He may be the boss.
He could... time ripple couldn't even stop that man.
But Picard doesn't have to do anything. He just looks at people and goes, make it so. And it happens. Okay? That's power. Not to mention, he don't talk like this. Like he's a little bit slow in the head. And so that leads... So we get more dialogue.
But he needs a number 2 to get anything done.
Oh, Lordy.
Actually, it's number 1.
I know.
It's his number 1. But it's the second guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So... let us know, comments, all that good stuff. Who do you think wins?
We'll put
Captain Kirk or Captain Picard?
We will put a voting thing out there again on the Twitterverse.
Yes, follow our Twitters, which we'll get to later in the show, and let us know what you think when I finally decide to put it up, which I think is probably going to be
Wednesday or Thursday.
So that's going to be it for the Noob Versus. Please let me win. I'm trying to go for 5 weeks.
No.
Anyway, so now
Kirk is the king.
We're going to move on to the short box. Why don't you hit the first story?
Short box. This one I just saw, and I just because I'm old, I love this movie. A new writers joined for Ghostbusters 3, and the reason it hasn't happened up till now is pretty much all the original actors who have any clout, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, those guys, they've basically said they're not going to do it unless it's perfect.
Right.
That's a quote. There's no point in doing it unless it's perfect. So that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to get the right writing team in there to make the script perfect.
I don't know how they make... don't get me wrong. I want to see this movie. I don't know how you make this perfect, because all of them are like in their 60s by now.
Yeah, well, I kind of hope Bill Murray's dead and he's a ghost. Because I would give nothing more to see him fly through the wall and go, "Hey Ray, boo!"
Do I think it's going to be a good movie? Quite possibly. I'm not going to say yes, because Ghostbusters was a set of movies for a different era.
True.
But I am excited to see it when and if it ever comes out. What?
Skip this one.
Why am I skipping that one?
Because I didn't read it.
Okay, so anyways, that's it for that one. All the links for everything we talk about is going to be in the description below. Let's see.
Unless you want to talk about this one.
I have no idea what's going on here, but this has got something I talked about the other day. This one says, what is it called? DC's Green Lantern title faces the rise of the Third Army in October. I don't know what's the Third Army? Do you have any idea?
I couldn't find anything that really talked about it. I just saw Green Lantern and I thought you'd like to talk about it.
I know. Well, the fact that it's got some of the cooler, the new Green Lantern in there.
Yeah.
What is he, Arabic?
Yeah.
The mysterious new Green Lantern is featured front and center along with all the major players from throughout the Corps. Neither Hal Jordan nor Sinestro
There's Kyle.
are in there. Wait, they're right. Hal Jordan's not in there.
No, or Sinestro.
Weird. I actually don't know what it's about, but it's a really, really cool picture.
I think it has to do with the Guardians of the Universe, the blue guys.
Yeah.
Some of them have gone rogue. I think they make a new army. Because the first army was actually the Manhunters.
The
second army, there's a robotic group called the Manhunters. They ended up destroying an entire system, I think, and they were decommissioned, sent off into space. The second army was the Green Lantern Corps. So what I think this is the Third Army. It's what the Guardians of the Galaxy think are going to be better than the Corps.
Oh. Apparently, and this is most importantly, who is the first Lantern? I don't know. We didn't read up on this story. He initially wanted me to skip it, but we're going to put it in there anyways because I just like the picture. That's a pretty awesome looking picture right there. It's got some pretty cool people in it.
Yeah.
What is the weird people in the back? You see them?
I think that's the new army.
They've got some weird looking, like, skeleton brainiac looking dudes. Weird. Oh wow, those guys are funky.
It's the Red Lanterns.
They're weird. But yeah, go check it out. It looks neat. Apparently, it's just an article saying this is happening, but we don't know anything about it. That's essentially like it says. There's a bunch of questions at the bottom. So, anyways, moving on. Short box. Next one.
Activision announces The Walking Dead shooter, an first-person shooter about Robert Kirkman's The Walking Dead television show.
No one cares.
It's gonna. It looks like it's going to follow Daryl and Merle Dixon. I love Daryl Dixon. He's the younger brother who carries a crossbow and is just a bad A. He is just awesome, and I want a first-person shooter. I want a first-person shooter.
Zombies are stupid. I so don't care. I don't care who hates on me for that. Zombies are stupid. This show, no, I'm sorry. I have too many problems with zombies.
All right, then.
Too many problems.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Next one. This one's going to be me because I actually read this. It says, Ron Perlman's Hellboy returns. Not really. What happened was there was a kid from the Make-A-Wish Foundation who his wish was to be Hellboy, meet Hellboy. And so what they did is they got Ron Perlman to come in and get all the makeup on again and get into character to be Hellboy for this kid. This was his wish. And so what they did is they also got the kid, painted him up like Hellboy Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know, the makeup looks a little funky to me.
He'd probably been sweating for a while at that point.
They could have put a little bit more into that. But I just wanted to give props to the people that did this because it was really cool.
I mean, that makeup has got to take a while.
Yeah, and I'm sure he didn't get paid for any of this or anything like that. So, but just the fact that they did this for the Make-A-Wish Foundation was awesome.
Yeah,
I actually read about this. The kid wanted to meet Hellboy, so they brought it. And I just again, claps all around for that.
Yeah.
So, the next one, this one's all you, buddy.
I only did this one to spite everybody from last week. 2, because of the artwork that's on this page. It's just simple. It's the Return of the Joker in Batman, the current run of Batman, Scott Snyder's and Greg Capullo's Batman.
Did he die or something?
Dude, I have not got. I'm waiting for the Batman stuff in trade,
Okay.
and he hasn't been introduced yet. But it is so creepy on this page. All you've got is a flat black page with the words "Guess Who's Back" at the top, and at the bottom you've got a picture of the Joker, assumably, holding a face that looks like what would be his old face, I guess, with looking through the eye.
Okay.
Just the face has been cut off. It is so gross because Scott Snyder is a horror writer. He writes horror comics, that was what his thing was before he came to Batman and became an uber god in the Batman universe.
Right.
I want to read this stuff, but I've got to wait until trade so I can catch up.
Okay. It does look really cool. I don't have anything to say about it other than the fact that it's a cool cover. Actually would probably make a really neat poster.
Yes.
So, and that's going to be it for the short box. If you've got any suggestions, if you've got any comments on that, let us know. Comments, send us email, yada yada yada. You know the drill by now. And that leads us to the last thing we got to talk about. And
I picked this specially for you.
Yeah, this is Noob Discusses. Michael Fassbender takes an Assassin's Creed. What it is apparently Ubisoft is making an Assassin's Creed movie.
Yes, they took
apparently
out all the
it was
crap.
supposed to be with Sony Pictures,
But they decided Sony gets too involved.
Yeah, apparently they decided they didn't want anybody screwing up their movie, which I give them props for this. I've been playing a lot of indie games lately, and I really enjoy the way they do things. You know, they get people to start it up. You know, it's more fan based than anything else. And I think Ubisoft's going to be the same way. They're not even going with your traditional graphics companies. They're using their in-house game graphics companies to do the special effects.
The graphics for the game are epic anyway. Why wouldn't they?
And then Michael Fassbender, they're thinking he's going to be Desmond Miles from the first one, which I'm assuming is also going to be Altair. That would be my guess.
In case you don't know who Michael Fassbender is, first of all, have you been asleep?
Did you watch X-Men?
He was in X-Men. He was in the new Alien
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
He was an android. Didn't like him with that bright
But I
blonde
mean,
hair.
he's been in several big movies lately,
right?
Notably those two. But I agree with you. And I heard an article, or I heard an interview where they said, we have respect for the movie companies that do make this stuff, but we do all this story. This is our story. We created it.
Right.
We have our own writers and our own artists and our own digital teams who have been doing this stuff for years now.
Right.
Why not do it in-house?
They're open to rediscuss with the key studios once production package is finalized. Whatever the final model or financial model, Ubisoft Motion Pictures, which is apparently their own Ubisoft's own motion. That's just epic for me. They have their own studio now. It's going to limit its risk investment because, like I said, they don't want somebody to screw it up. Also, on a side note with that, apparently they're wanting to adopt Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon into films and developing animated television series based on the Raving Rabbids. I don't know what that one is. I didn't play that either. But it's for Nickelodeon, so it's probably a kid's thing, and I didn't pay attention to it. Yeah, I mean, this is a huge franchise.
Oh yeah,
and like video game movies usually suck
most of the time. I can't actually think of a good one right
or
now.
Movies turned into video games really suck. Usually.
True. That is also true.
So I'm glad that the fact that these movies, if you've ever played these movies, they are movies. That's what I said. If you ever played these games, they are small movies. I mean, the cutscenes in them are ridiculous. The graphics in them, the storylines, especially Assassin's Creed, it's got a straightforward storyline through most of the series. And so you don't want somebody coming in and screwing that up.
Not to mention, they have the opportunity to tell stories that haven't been told in the games because you do that break.
Right.
They do that, well, here's Desmond, but later on it's not necessarily Desmond, or it's not the same assassin.
It's not Desmond, but off the top of my head, I can't think of the assassin's name because I haven't played him in like a year. like I said, I love this series. I love the series as a whole. I may not know everything about them, but I really do love the series.
Everything out there.
Ezio Auditore. I know I remember of it.
Out of everything out there, I think this has some of the biggest potential to be a good movie.
Well, I'm looking, honestly, the movie I'm really looking forward to, but what I'm looking forward to is to see how this goes. Like I said, Ubisoft has its own motion picture division now.
Yeah, they're going to finance it and produce it all on their own.
If this works, some of these other ones like Bethesda and BioWare, these guys, they may come in and make their own motion picture things.
You're thinking BioShock and Elder Scrolls movies now?
Dude, tell me or Dragon Age. Whoever did Dragon Age, that would be a cool movie.
Yeah.
Or Skyrim. The thing is almost a movie to begin with. I've never played it, but I've seen a lot of the cutscenes.
You'll lose hours and
I know.
hours
I already lose most of my life. But so I mean, it's one of those things. Like if this works, this could move into a new era of motion picture companies. You know, that they could each have their own little thing, and it just gives the major ones.
It also gives opportunity for more. You know, like. For the gamers especially, like you come in, you play, game number 1 of a series,
right? And
then they say, okay, next year we're going to release a movie that will give you every bit of after story for this and backstory of game number 2.
Oh yeah, that could work really well.
They could bridge the gaps there, make the money on the movie too, and then go, all right, here you got a second game,
right? Instead of making a game out of a movie, they use the movie as a literal cutscene. Yeah. Between games. I mean, you've got opportunities.
Who doesn't want a 2-hour cutscene?
I would. I would watch a 2-hour. I want to see this Assassin's Creed movie. I'm surprised something like this doesn't get made more often. Although I like Assassin stuff. There's a guy named Brent Weeks who does some Assassin books.
Well, it's also not a superhero movie. And I mean, again,
it's about a guy who kills people.
Marvel,
right,
is doing a lot of their superhero movies are knocking out of the park every time.
Right.
DC has Batman.
I'm Batman.
But I agree with you. I think the Assassin thing would play off really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be epic. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think it is too.
But
that is going to be it for today's episode. Thank you for listening to us ramble on about anything nerdy and fun.
Yeah. You can follow me, the Noob, or Michael on Twitter at OPEC_mango.
You can follow the nerd. My name is Greg at gman0184.
He forgot his Twitter.
I did.
Or you can just follow at Nerd in the Noob to let I always try to post when we're going to record. I try to put all the stuff with the votes and that kind of stuff, and it's an easy way to get a hold of us.
Something we are considering, and if you guys would like to see it, let us know. We're considering like maybe once in a blue moon, a live Nerd in the Noob. We'll record it in general, but just put it out there on Skype and put it on Twitch TV or something.
Yeah, could be fun.
If you want to email us anything, email us at nerdinthenoob at gmail.com.
I think that's it.
Do I got anything else?
I don't know. I got nothing else. I am nerded out for the night.
We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes.
We're in some Android stuffs now. Not all of them.
Android should be able to find us as well.
You need to find it on the big one on Android now. It's double twist. You need to find about getting it on Double Twist.
Okay.
Because that's one of the big ones on there. So.
Okay, I'll look into that. But yeah, please check us out anywhere you can. If that place has a place to review, comment, subscribe, or anything of that nature, please do so. It helps us keep going, keeps the blood flowing, and keeps us interested. And like I said last week, whether it's 1 or 1,000, you guys are always epic, so please just stay epic.
Later.
Bye.